This is Film Trigger.
Derpy Gaming says, hello, friends. I'm here for quality content. Well, you came to the wrong channel. There we go.
Not very good.
Except for the fact that it's George Clooney's Batman.
So by that logic, George Clooney is the best live-action Batman we have ever got.
Hey, well,
If Justice League 2 isn't announced in 2022, I will shave my head bald live on air.
Streaming from Studio 47. Film Trigger's Drive-By News begins now.
what up?
Hello. Welcome.
Can you do the double? Can you do the eyebrow singly?
I can only do it one way.
I will teach you.
We have such sights to show you.
Oh, man. Hello, everybody. My name is Stevie Cade, and welcome to Film Trigger, where we talk about movie news and junk and all sorts of other shenanigans. Usually Seth is with me. Seth, the co-host of Drive-By News, but as you all know, he started a new job at the local movie theater. Quite fitting, right? And he can get me into movies for free now. Score. But we also have floating guests, Ramon being one of those, and another one being Monte, who is here with me to my digital left. How you doing, Monte? What's going on, man?
Good as usual.
All right, a man of few words. I dig it. All right.
Good words.
We actually don't have a lot to talk about, but that's okay, because what we do have to talk about, I think, will bring up some pretty interesting conversation. Without further ado, do you just want to jump into it then?
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
Oh wait, I got to do my thing first. Let's put some mood music on. There we go. I like this music.
Very good, very good.
Oh, it's just so relaxing. All right. Also, for anybody who's watching or tunes in just a few moments, we do want you to conversate with us in the comments below, or if you're driving and you can't type anything out, but you are able to give us a call, you can give us a call live right now at 740-527-3447. And fun thing about that is you can only do it live. Yeah. So I keep getting messages of people who call, like when I put out the regular news clips, they call. And there's an answering message or answering service that says, hey, if you've reached this message, we are off air. We apologize. Call us when we're live. And they still leave messages and ask questions. I appreciate the call. I really do. But it only works if you call live. I don't even get this. I don't even see it. I don't even see the call. It's only on when I have the computer in front of me. So sorry.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. Breaking news. All right. So I'm going to bring this up periodically, so in the post in the after show videos that it's just not just rolling down there the whole time. All right. So I know, Monte, your most anticipated film of the year just put out some new images of their characters. It's the new Barbie movie. And the new Barbie movie, listen, I'm going to say this first and foremost. I have no interest in this movie. None. I have no interest. Like, it's just a movie that just seems like it's targeted at not my audience. That is when Margot Robbie took over. Now, Amy Schumer was originally supposed to play Barbie. You know, Amy Schumer, she's...
Yeah, thank God for that.
Well, when she was originally cast, that's what I was interested in. Because, listen, I like Amy Schumer. I think she's funny. I don't find her too annoying, but she's not what I envision as Barbie. And that's what I liked about it. Margot Robbie just seems like the low-hanging fruit of Barbie. Like, oh, she looks like the human fucking Barbie. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's almost too easy.
Right, exactly. That's my point. But anyway, I don't know. I'll have to wait until I see a trailer. Maybe a trailer could pique my interest, because if I were to predict what this movie is about, it's going to make fun of itself. I feel like that's what it's going to do. It's just going to make fun of itself and being this weird satire. I don't even know what to compare it to. Like of what I'm imagining it would be. Probably like, remember the Brady Bunch movie?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that sort of thing, you know, where they're kind of making fun of themselves, or like that early 90s thing of streaming movies that did that, like the Beverly Hillbillies and things like this. So I'm guessing that's what it would be like. Who knows? But they did bring a new image up. You ready to see this image of Ryan Gosling's Ken? And I also attached.
Bring on that Greek god.
Drum roll, please.
Is he anatomically correct?
You have to see the movie to find out. I hope not. Like, maybe that's one of the bits. Maybe that's just how satire this movie's going to be. It's like he's going to get naked, and it's just going to be like fucking like the angels in Dogma. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you
Michael Keaton was the best Ken in fucking Toy Story 3.
Oh yeah,
that was
that's
funny.
Right. You know what's crazy about that though? This Ryan Gosling's version is not too far off in the way he looks. Like when it comes to that Ken. Tell me, Monte, since this is your most anticipated movie of the year,
it is.
What are your expectations with this? Are you excited for this at all? Do you think this is going to be in your wheelhouse? Do you think maybe this is going to be an unexpected fun movie, or maybe it's just going to fall to the wayside as a what the fuck did we just watch?
You know what? It will be at least as good as Wonder Woman 84. So,
I didn't hate Wonder Woman 84.
I tried watching it twice, and the second time I didn't get all the way through because I just kind of there's a lot of fucked up things about the movie. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. But
oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I actually don't mind Wonder Woman 84. I
didn't think it was bad. I just mean like.
It's a standalone to me. To me, it has nothing to do with any of the DCEU, and
it might as well not have. I mean, it basically might as well not have anything to do with the first Wonder Woman either, because she's like, after the 20s, I went into hiding, except for this time in the 80s where I did a bunch of crazy shit,
and saved the entire planet on national television.
Yeah. On TV. Nobody knows who I am though.
Right. That
also, I fucked a ghost of Steve Rogers or whatever the hell.
Oh no! I raped a man who had no idea that another man was taking his body. Right.
Fucking dark crystalled his soul out, and then I just fucking dry humped this poor guy. That whole plot of that whole thing was just fucking what?
Yeah,
you know what? Doesn't have a family or nothing.
Right, there's so many questions, and you're right. That could be for another video, maybe when they.
But I think Barbie. You know what? Fuck it. Maybe it'll be fun. Who cares? I don't know who asked for it.
Could you imagine if this turns out to be if the new Barbie movie turns out to be like the greatest story told in the new millennia? It's like we walk out we feel all the emotions. We were scared. We cried. We
were scared. We cried. We laughed.
Right. We went home and hugged our children. Oh man.
The Barbie movie changed my life.
Exactly. You never freaking know. I mean, Paddington 2, for crying out loud. Go watch if you haven't watched Paddington 2. That movie is so unnecessarily good. So unnecessarily good. You have to go watch it. There's actually a bit in the new Nicolas Cage movie, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, which I still have to see. I hate myself that I haven't.
Oh no, I haven't actually seen it. I only heard about this bit, so I haven't even seen that movie. But I heard in that movie there's a bit where someone's trying to convince Nick Cage is trying to convince, or someone's trying to convince Nick Cage that Paddington 2 is one of the greatest movies ever made, and he didn't believe him. And then they watched it, and they're like crying and laughing, doing the same exact thing, dude. And Paddington 2 is a great movie. You got to watch that.
What the hell, man?
Wouldn't
expect that.
We'll tack that on to the long list of movies that are adding on to when you come over and we have a he guy mandate.
I did get to watch the Batman finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
Good.
I kind of felt the same way you felt. I was like, I've seen this before, but whatever. Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, there we go. The new Barbie movie image. Listen, it's about what I expect. And Ryan Gosling actually kind of reminds me of Freddie Prinze Jr. in Scooby-Doo, actually. Now that I'm looking at it a little closer. Actually, it's uncanny. You know what? Give this guy a red scarf, and he's that character in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's it. That's maybe this movie will surprise us, and it's like an origins to Scooby-Doo. Yeah. The unexpected twist. Barbie, brought to you by M. Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong. All right.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Shyamalan Ding Dong. Okay.
What a twist.
What a twist. All right. So moving forward here. There's this new horror movie coming out that I'm very morbidly curious about. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. What we know so far. Monty, what do you know about this movie so far?
From what I understand, it's about how Christopher Robin leaves the woods, the 100-acre woods, and no longer feeds Winnie the Pooh and their friends. So I think what I read was that they killed Eeyore, which that was going to happen anyway. And
I hope we see it. I hope we get to see that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a pretty fucked up idea, honestly. But I mean, it's not any more fucked up than what was that movie? The Banana Splits.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it was based off of the show, the Hanna-Barbera show, Banana Splits, where instead there are the animatronics and they start killing people, basically Five Nights at Freddy's.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when products like this turn into the public domain, which is what happened here.
The first thing people do with it is either make porn out of it or make a horror movie out of it, and it is insane.
Or possibly both, because we haven't seen this
both
yet.
Yeah. Lord of the G-strings.
Oh man, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so let me get my next image up here. Yeah, you're pretty spot on with the Winnie the Pooh, the description of that. But I've got a little card I'm going to bring up here, kind of dive a tad bit deeper into it. This is from Screen Rant, and it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey update. It says, recently, the director of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey revealed details about the horror film's plot. When Christopher Robin leaves Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet for college, the two were neglected and forced to fend for themselves, causing them to go back to their animal roots and become feral. God, I love that. Pooh and Piglet resorted to hunting prey and eating their victims. Prior to the events of the film, the two even ate Eeyore in order to survive. Years later, Christopher would return. Oh, bother. Years later, Christopher would return to his wife, with his wife, but his old friend's hatred and resentment had already spilled over into a murderous rampage targeting college girls because, why not?
Oh my God, of course.
Oh, man. And I got an image here, too, Bob, in case nobody has seen it.
Yeah, that fucking nightmare fuel right there.
I'm very curious to see how these look on screen. You know what I mean? Because just seeing these still images, it almost looks like a mask. Like the mouths don't move, you can't see any emotion or anything like that. But I don't think that's exactly how it's going to be. I mean, if as the description says, they become feral or more feral. And that's what I love about this. That means that this character is actually Winnie the Pooh, not some guy wearing a Winnie the Pooh mask going around killing people, which is freaking amazing to me, man. I think this is going to be a hit. I think this is going to knock it out of the park. It's going to end up being a cult classic, a lot of fun, and just the Winnie the Pooh movie that we need, man.
But not the one we deserve.
No, we deserve it.
We do deserve this. You know what? We do.
50 years of dealing with that cartoon bullshit. Yeah, we do deserve it.
We've suffered too long.
Right, and then they came out with the live action one with Ewan McGregor, and whatever. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yeah, where Ewan McGregor, Pooh, and then he's like, General Kenobi, and he fucking sees it.
So, are you excited for this adaptation?
At this point, I'm willing to give it a chance. I mean, I have been surprised before. I mean, fuck, who knows? I don't know what film company's behind it. I mean, it's probably, throw a rock and you'll hit one. But
right.
I mean, what if it's from Studio A24? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. A24. Steven Spielberg brings Winnie the Pooh.
Steven Spielberg presents His first time back to horror since Jaws.
Right, exactly.
Ooh.
A Lucasfilms production. So do you think this is possibly could be a bomb then?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has the possibility to be. I mean, there's been a lot of surprises at the box office lately. Everyone thought that the new Top Gun movie was going to be awful or like, milking of an idea, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
and then it ended up being good, apparently.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Me neither. I have no interest in it. I will see it when it comes out to streaming.
Me neither. I worked on jets in the Marines, and I can tell you, I never want to fucking see one again.
It's funny you say that. Well, the thing is, I never watched Maverick. I don't have that nostalgia in me. And then I did a review for Top Gun a few weeks ago, which you can find on my channel right now. And dude, like I had no care. Like I couldn't figure out what the fuck the movie was about. But anyway, this is not a Maverick movie. But yeah, I get your point, man. Yeah, it could surprise everybody.
I used to play the soundtrack to that movie every time they made us work a Saturday. Just take my breath away and fucking Danger Zone all day, 12 hours on repeat.
Dude, all you have to do is play the movie. It's the same thing.
Take my breath away. Monte, turn the music off. Not until we get a weekend.
When it comes to the Danger Zone, man, why they need to play that song 3 times in the first 30 minutes, I can't figure out.
Because the movie was directed by Kenny Loggins.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that you know what, that makes sense. He's uncredited. Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
But yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I think one thing that this movie could possibly do is that it's so off the wall, so out of this world, just unexpected. And the story doesn't even have to be good. The kills have to be good. And if the story is good, that's a bonus. And this can turn into a franchise.
Honestly, worst case, it's fun. Best case, it's actually scary and fun.
Right. God, what if it is scary? What if it's like the scariest movie?
I don't know what I would do with myself. It's like, what if I leave the movie theater and I'm like, fuck, that was good.
I mean, well, imagine this. Like, here's the question that I want to know. When it comes to Winnie the Pooh, like he lives in Christopher Robin's imagination, right? That's kind of the
that's what I always thought.
Right. So there has to be some sort of something that happens that brings him into this real world. So there might be some supernatural elements that come into play here, like almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street meets Terrifier, situation. I would absolutely love that, man. Every time I talk about this movie, see anything about it, I have a smile on my face, and I am really looking forward to it.
See, that's good then. Right, I'm willing to give it a chance. You have convinced me.
You're welcome, sir.
It is contagious.
And the best part that really adds fuel to that fire is the fact that there is not a release date for this movie yet, but the director who is putting this out, he's actually working on 4 other properties at the moment. But this movie is being streamlined. Like they're pushing it out that we might get a 2022 release date for this, or an early 2023. That's his main focus right now, is to get this movie out because it has so much hype behind it.
The world deserves to see it.
The world deserves to see it. Yes, we're sitting on a gold mine. Y'all called me crazy. All right. and oh man, you know what? There's another one. I don't have a card for it, but there's another movie. Pinocchio.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
The Disney one, right?
Yes.
Well, there's also one coming out on Netflix from Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
And that one looks really good. I meant to bring up images for that, and I fucking forgot.
Hopefully, it's better than the weird German one that has Pauly Shore as the voice right now.
Oh my god,
dude, it's beautiful. Come on, pedo. Why do I go outside?
I'm a real boy.
I am a real boy. They have they have like guns and shit in there. It's weird.
I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the movie.
Pinocchio in the chest. The first thing he does. He's like, it's a talking doll, and he fucking shoots him in the chest. It's the first thing that they do. It's wild.
Is it one of those it's so bad it's good movies?
It's like a fever dream. Like I'm not even sure it was real.
Oh man, the possibilities of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey are endless. Except I
hope it's good.
They're intentionally doing this, unlike the Pinocchio movie that you're talking about. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but
yeah, I think they really tried. That's what makes it even worse.
All right. So we got that one now out of the way. All right. So now here's a movie that I didn't know was being made. Apparently, it was announced a while ago. It just went under my radar. And when I heard about it, I'm like, what does that even mean? It's called Unfrosted, a Pop-Tart story. Now, when I told you about this backstage, you thought it was like, some like cartoon, like old, like remake of like an old commercial or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like the Doodles, like the stupid commercials that I saw as a kid, like where they're the kids are like, yeah, no, come in here, this is good, and then they're sticking them in a toaster oven, like, good, enjoy death.
Only when the Pop-Tarts brand also falls into the public domain will we get an instant Pop-Tart horror movie. No, this movie's going to be
Pop-Tarts, frosting and blood.
Oh man, it's just a different flavors of different body parts. Yeah, that's going to be it. Pop-Tarts,
crazy good.
No, this one's actually a movie that's going to be brought to us by Jerry Seinfeld. Here, I'll just bring up this card here. This also comes to us from Screen Rant. It says, Netflix upcoming Jerry Seinfeld comedy Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story, has cast Melissa McCarthy and Amy Schumer, your favorite actress, among several others. Last year, news broke out that Jerry Seinfeld would co-write and direct the new movie in his feature debut for Netflix. Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story, is inspired by Seinfeld's own stand-up joke, and I don't know what that joke is, and it follows two bitter cereal rivals, Kellogg's and Post, and they will vie to invent a new breakfast pastry in 1963 Michigan. So I don't know if this is like, it doesn't say it's based on true events. This might just be a made-up story. I don't really know much about it, but as it says here, they did announce a cast. Melissa McCarthy being part of that. Hugh Grant's gonna be part of that. Was it Zac Efron's gonna be a part of this? Also, here
no, that's not his name. But I don't know. Just call him fucking Sonic guy. Whatever.
Sonic guy. No, what's
Cyclops? I forget his name.
Yeah, Cyclops guy. I can't remember his name either.
Yeah, dude. Mr. B movie himself, Jerry Seinfeld.
I looked at. I seriously thought that was Zac Efron. And then they also Christian Slater is also slated to be in this movie as well.
Nice.
So okay, listen.
Neat.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the guy responsible for the lowest grossing film ever made. Christian Slater did a movie a few years or like 10 years ago, and I think it made like $1,000 at the box office. Like 3 people bought a ticket, or like or 10 people, or however much it takes.
Was it the sequel to Alone in the Dark?
No, that was not.
That's such a horrible movie.
But I trust Jerry Seinfeld. I really do. I mean, the guy is responsible for one of the greatest TV sitcom series of all times. Now, he did try to do a comeback where he had all new material, and he tried to do stand up again, and that kind of bombed. But like, the guy seems creative. I do trust this in his hands, and this movie seems kooky enough to be put in a very Jerry Seinfeld sort of comedy light. It really does. I could see this like being played off as a serious movie with a lot of funny jokes, but like it's with heavy consequences, but it's an underlying movie about Pop-Tarts, and that's going to be the fun in it for me. So you hear about this movie, man? What do you think, dude?
Honestly, I like Melissa McCarthy. I like Jerry Seinfeld. I think he has potential, of course.
Yeah.
Just because his name's attached to it, I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, he has potential. Yeah, that guy, he's going places.
I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah, he'll make it one day.
He's a small time guy. No, I love Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, I forget the name of the guy, Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and
he created the show.
Yeah, one of the writers ended up they did Veep, right? And they made they ended up going on to make what's that damn movie? The Death of Stalin, right?
I don't know that.
Yeah, that was a great movie, and it's about a super dark times, a dark event, but they make it so fucking funny.
You see, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I want to expect from this.
Me too. That's what I'm kind of hoping
Pop-Tart
for,
movie.
like a dark, kind of serious comedy, though, but
Right.
around such a light object.
I know, just the
like a light subject, you know,
the corporate espionage that goes behind closed doors of two serial rivals competing against each other. I mean, the options are endless, and I think it's a good enough concept to build ground on. Now, the thing that does put up a big question mark is that it is going to Netflix. And when you hear a movie with big actors' names and all this stuff is going to Netflix, you're like, oh, that means it sucks. That's what the mentality's been. But on the other side of that, Netflix has come out with this new model. They're like, hey, we're gonna stop pumping out so much just low content. We're gonna do more quality over quantity. And starting with Knives Out that comes out this Thanksgiving, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a Netflix special, right?
It's going to be, well, it's a Netflix movie, but it's going to be released in theaters before it's on their streaming service. Like it's going to have a full run.
That's right. I remember.
Yeah, it's going to be Netflix first time doing a full run movie in theaters. Now they've had their movies kind of go in theaters while they're also, on streaming, or have it released in theaters like 3 weeks and then have it come back to streaming. But I think Netflix is wanting, because they're billions of dollars in debt, their stock market is crashed, and they're being sued by their investors. So they need money. And this whole time they're like, hey, why aren't we putting this stuff in theaters?
Yeah. And they're all like, fire him. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Fire this guy. But so there's a possibility that this movie could also end up doing a theatrical run. We don't know yet. We're not sure how that's going to work out with them. But I thought it was an interesting enough topic to bring up and discuss. And it just seems like one of those movies that are just lighthearted and fun. I mean, who would love to see like a movie about the struggles of like Pop-Tarts versus, toaster strudels? I don't know. Do you like Pop-Tarts, Monte?
There was a point. There was a dark point in my life where
I liked them too much.
Yeah,
I need a whole box
down to Mexico and taking a whole box with me.
Crush them up and snort them right there in the bathroom.
It was a dark time.
Oh,
Tijuana Pop-Tarts.
Just soak them in vodka. So do you prefer your Pop-Tarts toasted or untoasted?
Honestly, I didn't have a toasted Pop-Tart until I was like already an adult. I didn't know that you could fucking toast them. I always got yelled at it for it. I mean, and then I'll be honest,
Pop-Tarts, they pop out of the toaster.
I didn't know. But I'll be even more honest. The first time I had one cooked was in the Marine Corps, and it was on a fucking pan because they wouldn't let us have a goddamn toaster in our barracks room.
Why?
Oh, we're not trusted with that. We might,
Here, take this. You take this multi-million, possibly $billion-dollar, helicopter or jet or whatever, and
drive this tank over there, and then you better not have a fucking toaster in your room.
Right? Yeah, we don't have the insurance for that. All right, there you go. Unfrosted, a Pop-Tart story, being brought to you by Jerry Seinfeld and starring Melissa McCarthy, Amy Schumer, and not Zac Efron. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about this movie. Do you think it's crazy enough to work? Do you think it's a waste of time? Just based on the concept, or maybe because it's going to Netflix? Let us know in the comments below. Or if you want to, give us a call. You can do that right now. 740-527-3447. The lines are open only while we're live. All right, moving on to the next one here. And actually our last one. This is the one I really wanted to break down a little bit more. And that is Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, you haven't seen Miss Marvel, have you?
I have not.
Okay. But you've watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I have.
Great. And you're very opinionated about Obi-Wan Kenobi, correct?
I am.
As a matter of fact, you are such a Star Wars fan that you kind of broke the rules. Those many rules you seem to have in the military. You decorated your helmet, didn't you?
Yeah, I absolutely did. I have like little rebel symbols all over my shit. Everything.
That's awesome, dude.
Yep.
That's great, man. So Miss Marvel, I am going to say this about Miss Marvel. I watched the first 2 episodes just the other day, or I watched the first episode and I watched the second episode just the other day. What an unexpected fun show. It's a show that like I have no business liking. You know, it's not in my regular wheelhouse, but I will admit this to you, to everyone watching right now and who will be watching in the future. I have guilty pleasures when it comes to TV shows. I loved iCarly. Grown-ass man, I loved iCarly. I don't know why. Sometimes I just need that mindless humor. And not saying that Miss Marvel is mindless, but it does kind of fall in that same wheelhouse of this is targeted for a younger audience. But for some reason, I'm actually just really enjoying the show.
See, that's a sign of good writing.
Yes, well, that's the thing. The show is, it's well written in the sense of emotions and bringing light to a community of people. You know, the lead character here is Indian, and you know, obviously it's most of her friends and family are Indian, and you get to dive down to that culture a little bit more. Like there's things that I've never known about, you know, that culture before that I'm learning through this show, that I'm beginning to understand that culture more because of this, and not in your face, we're gonna, you know, try to push our religion or, you know, our culture onto you, but it's just part of it. It's just part of the show, and it's weaved into there so nonchalantly, but like it's still prominent to who the character is and the development of the character. But also there are some downfalls with the show when it comes to, you know, like how she comes across her powers. There's some convenience. There's a lot of convenience when it comes to that, and just to get the rest of the story moving forward. But the show itself, all in all, I'm having a good time with it. I really am. So
yeah, that's good.
I do promote Miss Marvel, and I'm looking forward to the next series, which is even more, or not series, the next episode, which is even more surprising because I am not a Captain Marvel fan. I watched the movie, doesn't do anything for me. Captain Marvel was in, you know, those other movies, and every time she was in it, I didn't care. Like, I don't know. It's just the character does not resonate with me, but Miss Marvel is going to be in that same world. So, well, I'll see. We'll see where it goes. But right now, I'm really enjoying it. Now, another show I really enjoyed for 2 episodes and then didn't afterwards was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep. Right fucking there with you.
I'm going to let you take the realm on this one.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So I have a lot of issues with this fucking show. All right. One of the writers of the show, one of the major writers, what's his stupid ass name? Sorry. I do have so much. Joby Harrell. He didn't even watch Revenge of the Sith. He didn't watch any of the other Star Wars content. He just wrote a fucking story. So this is like my issue with a lot of Disney created Star Wars content. They don't give a shit about the fans, and they don't give a shit about the characters. And it shows in their shows that they make about Star Wars and in their movies about Star Wars. Rogue One so far has been the only passable Disney Star Wars thing that I've seen. I loved Rogue One. It was good.
Oh, okay. So you're not a fan of like the sequel trilogy? Yeah.
No, I
like
honestly,
any of them?
I did not like any of them. I think that J.J. Abrams has a couple good ideas sometimes, but you know, most of his ideas are, oh, does it not make sense? Oh, here's some lens flare. And
hey, there's nothing wrong with a good lens flare.
There's nothing wrong with it.
When it comes down to Obi-Wan Kenobi specifically, though, like
there's a lot of issues. Okay?
Yeah, break down some of those issues that you are prominently having.
So,
with the show.
Just to address the elephant in the room, I guess. The main actress in there, she received a lot of hate online, which, of course, I do not encourage, nor do I endorse. Some of it, however, was pretty valid, and the complaints were not around her, but her character is like, why the fuck is this show even called Obi-Wan Kenobi when he's in there for like 2 fucking seconds? Just call it The Adventures of Leia and Rava. And
I understand. They did have a lot of hate for her, and the wrong type of hate. You know, they were
absolutely
they were attacking her.
Those dudes are dicks, though, and they exist for any kind of medium. The thing is, though, when you take valid criticisms and then you just lump them in with the other assholes, it demeans the whole fan base.
Right.
And that's my problem with Disney and Star Wars, is that anytime they receive any kind of criticism, instead of acknowledging it or anything like that, they just kind of, I don't know, they like double down. And
it's so odd that a show like this, that I think should have been a movie and written by, you know, people that watched the previous movies, like we expect a lot from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like we really did. And even McGregor coming back, like he was on board, like people were just all up in arms, really hyped up for it. And now we've watched this. We've watched a series. No worries. Now we've watched a series where what could have been a great character study of somebody who's dealing with this trauma. You know, he in his mind, you know, basically killed his best friend. You know, and you know his Jedi council is all being hunted, and they failed. They failed miserably at what they were trying to do. And now he's on the run, and just not even on the run. Now he's in hiding, you know, and basically just keeping an eye on, you know, a distant eye on Luke, and just working at this meat factory. And, you know, that's his daily. He's pretty much in a depression, if you will. And
that's what we were promised too. Like not just through the trailers, but even through Star Wars, like at Comic-Con or the, you know, May the 4th event or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what they said we were getting, was a character study of Obi-Wan Kenobi,
and it hasn't been that.
No, not at all. It's been, you know.
Well, hold on, a
little bit.
I think there's been moments. There has been, especially in the first 2 episodes. I really like the first 2 episodes. I really do, and I think they kind of dive into that character study a little bit more. And actually, I don't even mind this last episode. Now, I am also not a huge Star Wars fan. As a matter of fact, if you know Film Trigger, if you've watched this channel and you watched my very first review series I ever did, it was of the entire Star Wars franchise, because I only watched them on and off when I was a kid. I didn't really know much about them, so I was kind of revisiting them as an adult, and I watched it in chronological order, and man, my emotions were up and down. But now I understand the stories, I understand the characters, but I'm still not like the biggest fan of the series. Like, I'll go watch it. I was excited for Obi-Wan, but I'm not going to sit here and pick it apart and be like, oh my God, that's not canon. How could they do that? Because I like to trust creators. If you want to take something and put it in a slightly different direction, as long as you do it in a creative way, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm excited for what oh God, I can never say his fucking name. The director of Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. He's gonna make
Taika Waititi.
Yes, that's it. He's making a Star Wars movie, and I'm happy about the direction he wants to take it. He does understand it, and he's like, I think fans want to see something new in that universe, and it's not surrounded by these characters all the time.
Right. And he's also, Taika Waititi is very good at giving you extremely heavy stories wrapped in a comedy essence. You know, it's so strange that he can do this movie like Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good director, and he's a good writer.
Yeah, Jojo
and
Rabbit.
That's what this really comes down to, is that the show is just badly written.
Yeah,
completely negating that I'm a massive Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's badly written, and I understand that, you know, not especially the prequels. The first 2 are not well written at all. They're kind of shitty, but that doesn't mean that you somehow get a pass to do it now.
Right. I think the biggest disappointment for me when it comes to Obi-Wan Kenobi is it's just, you have all these great actors doing these pretty great performances, you know, especially Ewan McGregor. Like he's like
he's a veteran actor, and he loves being Obi-Wan.
Yes, he does.
He loves it.
And you're right. The dialogue, the stories is not quite there. It's not matching up to what fans have expected, which in my mind, I think that's okay, as long as you do it creatively, as long as you change things creatively. But it just seems like it's you got some missteps, and you know we got 6 episodes, and they're not even 40 minutes long, and you got so many stories going on at one time. How are we supposed to follow any of this and actually have a complete story? We have the snippet. We know Reva, you know, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched episode 5 yet. There is episode 5 spoilers here.
Although you should know it just from watching the opening of the fucking first episode. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, but Reva, Reva obviously was one of the younglings, you know, when Anakin, you know, the infamous youngling scene. You know, he took him out and she survived, and now she's part of, you know, the what, I forget the name of what she is.
The Inquisitors.
Thank you. I could not think of that. But you come to learn that she's actually been wanting to take out Darth Vader. Like her main goal was to kill Darth Vader. It wasn't to kill Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There is so much to unpack with that we just do not get. And there's a whole bunch that's happened.
Like a 5-minute scene, dude. It's not fair to the actress. It's not fair to the characters at all either. And that's what kind of sucks.
Yes.
It's like, she's a good actress. I don't think that she's bad at all. Do I think that she has a very well-written part, I mean? Absolutely not.
Nobody does. And that's the shitty part. Nobody has a well-written part because there's not enough time for it. There's not enough time invested into it. Now, if this was a series, if this was like a 12 episode series, then you can dive into that. I mean, why would I even suspect that she wants to kill Darth Vader because he killed like 5 of her friends, you know, 20 years ago?
Yeah, that she barely knew, by the way. She was a young one. Sorry. Yeah.
Right. But how many people has she killed? How many Jedi has she killed?
She's been a fucking space Nazi for 15 years, and now it's fine.
Right. She's cutting off people's hands. What was she going to do to Leia?
She was about to stick like that, you know, the machine that took 30 minutes to fucking warm up, about to stick the needles in her eyes or whatever the fuck. By the way, that machine is great at suspense because it's like, it's coming. Sorry, we have to set it to kid. We have to get you in the kid seat real quick. We're not using this on adults.
You better be scared. No, here it comes.
Be scared. I'm getting pretty upset at you, Leia. You little shit.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. You know, it's not good payoff. It's low hanging fruit, and I just don't.
Dude. It really is. Honestly, nobody wanted to fucking see a little Leia. Nobody really wanted to see half the shit that we got in the show.
Well, I don't mind. Actually, I enjoy little Leia.
I don't mind her either. The actress is good.
The actress is good, and I actually enjoyed him saving her. Like that little storyline. It kind of, to me, that just kind of implements, you know, Obi-Wan into her world a little bit. Why? One of the many reasons why she would trust to reach out to him in the original Star Wars movie.
Right.
You know, I like that.
That was my attitude too.
Right. They build that camaraderie, that trust, that deep history. But then he's got to go and save her again. Like he saves her twice. I mean, like all this story we could be unpacking. Dude.
It's like all of his plans is like, haha, but I was thinking of that too. Like, oh, fuck, man.
Okay, so what about the big guy, Darth Vader?
I love that Hayden Christensen is back. I think that he got a really, really shitty Raw deal. He definitely didn't deserve the hate that he got. I really liked him.
Nobody deserved the hate that they got.
No,
in that movie.
Nobody deserved that, honestly.
Prequel series.
But Hayden Christensen especially, I did like his acting. I still do. And I think, honestly, the reason that it upsets me so much is that this is his... You know, he hasn't been on the big screen in a while. He hasn't been on a show in a while. And now he comes back to a show and it's being, you know, it's given mixed reviews. Yeah. He's hardly in it. And it's not fair to him.
Right. Well, That's a very good point. And it sucks. It sucks that this is getting mixed reviews, but it's weird at the same time. Like, is there a lot of hatred in the fandom out there for this show? Is it? I don't really go into the Twitter world too often, so like I don't know what the actual hate is for this show. But
so the hate so far is mostly surrounded by the writing. Like, everyone says the same thing. Like, okay, so Obi-Wan's been hiding, and he's been so good at hiding, but then he'll just call Leia in front of fucking stormtroopers like nothing. And then you know, the little checkpoint that they go through where there's like little laser doors, but there's clearly fucking shit on the side that they could just like walk right by.
Right. Yeah.
The
details.
Get it, all right. There's little things, but then there's other shit. Like Obi-Wan just starts popping motherfuckers and shooting them. And there's like a whole truck of stormtroopers that just like, they get out. He's already shooting people. And they're like, get out on the ground. It's like, dude, you're past the arrest point at this time. All right. And you're telling me none of these motherfuckers had a picture of what this dude looked like? They're like, we're looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well,
he's a guy, that's for sure.
Well, to be fair, it seems in the Star Wars world, it seems like photography is not their strong suit.
Well, that's the thing. They had holograms of the fucking dude.
Well, yeah, but the holograms are all like they're not great. They're not even in color. It's kind of like
they're in like blue staticky,
right, zigging and out, and like
you got to put the rabbit ears on. It's a pain in the ass.
Exactly. You know, but check out our cool ships. You know,
and you know, you can tell when people give a shit about the story versus when they don't. All right. Yeah. Like the first season of The Mandalorian, the stormtroopers in there, right? They are played by, they're a non-profit group. They're called the 501st. They're just a bunch of fucking nerds like me who dress up in clone trooper and stormtrooper armor. Jon Favreau and, what's his name? The other guy who wrote it.
Right. I don't know who the other guy is.
Dave Maloney or whatever. They liked them so much that they invited them on the show because they had better armor and better props than fucking Disney did.
Wow. Okay.
That's how much love and that's how much a little bit of love can do for a show. Because then what did we see? We saw Death Troopers and Stormtroopers, and they looked good. They looked like dirty. They looked like the Empire has fallen for a while, and that was cool. Now we get this where they're supposed to be new and everything, and then they kind of, you know, they're all just kind of walking around like they're like, yeah, being a stormtrooper is cool, and you know, they can't. I get it, you know, they can't hit shit, whatever. Like I think like
that one scene in episode, I think it was 4, when he's in that tiny little hallway. He's got troopers on each side.
They're all shooting, and then there's the guy in the black armor with the red shoulder pad, right?
Yeah,
that's a purge trooper. Those guys are supposed to be clone troopers still who have killed Jedi before, and he can't hit shit either.
Well, hey, at least the writers knew how to keep that canon.
And then honestly, I know it's fucked up too, but I just wanted one of them to shoot Leia. Like, she's not even hiding, man. She's just in the hallway like, oh, watch out, Obi. You got it, Dr. Jones. Like, you know, like, what the fuck? She's here. She's right there. The whole story could stop right here. Shoot her.
There's 2 people in there. So to kind of tie this back in with Miss Marvel, because this is a Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, I do find it disappointing that I've seen 5 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I've gotten more story out of the 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. You know, I know the characters, and they're spending time with the characters, and like when they come in and out of you know, each scene, I know who that character is. I know why they're there. I know their integrity. I know what the point, their backstory, all this stuff. I'm not getting that. As again, it's episode 5. We just realized that what Reva is doing,
and then
is completely opposite of what
fucking still alive too, which is. Cheap and stupid.
We don't know, but
she's probably still alive. They're not going to let her character die because she's too shitty written.
Well, apparently, if you're going to get stabbed, if you're going to get hurt with a lightsaber, get stabbed, because that's apparently the only way to survive.
Apparently, that fucking does it.
Just get
stabbed. Getting cut in half doesn't do shit either, because I mean, Darth Maul's still alive.
How dangerous are lightsabers?
Yeah, apparently they cauterized the wound as they cut. So, I mean, they're almost like the good thing to have.
Oh, man. Listen, what do you expect from episode 6? Like, do you have hope that episode 6 will either
My
introduce...
hope died with episode 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
And honestly, the way that you talk about Miss Marvel and the way that I've heard things about it, it sounds well written, and I do actually want to watch it. That's the first Marvel TV series that I actually kind of wanted to give a chance.
Yeah,
and that says a lot.
Fun. Yeah, to me, it's so far. I'd have to say it's my second favorite Marvel series. My first one is Loki. I absolutely love Loki. I just watched Loki again. I binged it again, and I don't re-binge anything. I barely have time to binge anything.
Yeah.
But like to re-binge something like Loki, I absolutely loved it. And Miss Marvel is on her way to being that second favorite spot. You know, she really is. Right now, WandaVision's in that second favorite spot, but I have a problem with the first 3 episodes of WandaVision. So,
yeah. Honestly, like, it's not even like Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's just good writing versus bad writing.
Right. Yeah, and I think that just calls it. I think that's Miss Marvel wins.
Yeah,
Miss Marvel wins in the competition.
Miss Marvel. I haven't even seen it, and I give it to them. It sounds like they gave more of a shit about their character than they did Obi-Wan.
Check out that first episode, man. You know, it might not be for you. As I said, it is targeted towards a younger audience, but like my simpleton mind, loves that low-hanging fruit sometimes. Or not, I shouldn't call it low-hanging fruit. That's a term I just generally use, but I shouldn't call it that. No, it's not low-hanging fruit. It's just targeted to a different audience than what I am.
Easily digestible.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But again, there's when it comes to Miss Marvel, there are some convenient things that happen. It's like, okay,
of course. I mean, it's a Marvel story, I imagine so, but
right. It's kind of like, oh, I got powers. Hey, I got powers. Oh, you got powers? Yeah, sweet, cool. Let's. You
mean like those other fucking metahumans or whatever they call them here?
Right. Exactly.
Like Batman.
Actually, not like Batman in any sort of way, shape, or form. Batman doesn't have powers, so.
But he's like super strong.
It's like, I'm rich.
I'm rich.
Listen, man, I'm one of those people. I always have faith. I really do. And like, even though I thought episode 5, it didn't really do much for me in the way of the character study that I expected from Obi-Wan Kenobi. But what it did for me was I did enjoy it. Like if I get rid of all the Star Wars lore as a show itself, I did enjoy it. I was able to take my mind out of the previous stuff. And I did enjoy the scenes with Darth Vader. I enjoyed the lesson.
I will give it that. Any scene with Darth Vader so far in there he's carried the show. And that's awesome for Hayden Christensen, honestly.
Right.
Even the little throwback scenes too, I did like.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting choice for them not to de-age them, but okay.
Yeah, same.
But and also the city that they're in, that's supposed to have all the flying ships all the time. Yeah, they're not there.
No, they're not. No, that's in the production value.
Yeah.
We use that on Miss Marvel.
But what I did like about that concept was what I think this is their play to try to change that. What everyone's freaking out about, continuity when it comes to, the last time you saw me, you were the master and I was a student, but now I'm the master. Wait, no, but he wasn't a student anymore. Like they're literally breaking continuity. I think this is their creative way of Obi-Wan going, you're still a fucking student. You're still a student, and you're going to learn that today. Just like how he tricked him. You go for the easy, the kill shot. You shouldn't go for the kill shot. You should go for the longer, more thought out way, which was proven when Darth Vader did his Force thing, stopped the ship. Which
was fucking dope, and then just like ripped the doors right the fuck off. Now, here's my proposition, all right? Just imagine if the whole show was just Vader and his group of stormtroopers, which in canon, they're supposed to be, it's the 501st. It's the guys who destroyed the Jedi Temple with him. Imagine it's just them hunting Obi-Wan Kenobi. Super personal. You could still have the flashbacks, the lessons and everything still going. Yeah. He almost catches them all the time, but not quite. And just imagine how much more personal and better that would be.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a crazy set. You don't even have to have a lot of stormtroopers. You could just have like fucking, 20 guys with them and that's it.
Yeah, but the almost catching them and him getting away would be problematic in the sense of...
Fuck, I mean, it's happened already for 3 episodes.
Well, that's because it's not Darth Vader. Darth Vader didn't know that Obi-Wan was on Tatooine protecting Luke. So if he keeps coming after him and keep missing him, that would have to mean that Obi-Wan's not on Tatooine all the time. So it kind of that would break that. One thing I did have a problem with is when he did stop that ship, and it wasn't the real ship. It was Obi-Wan pulled a fast one on him and got away on the real ship.
Yeah, where the fuck was that other ship?
But not just that, but why couldn't he just use the Force and stop that ship now? There's a lot of issues that I have with in a world that's based around starships and fucking battleships in space. It seems like if you get into a spaceship and go into space, people are like, oh,
he's gone. Oh, wait, that's right. We have a fucking Star Destroyer in the orbit now.
Right, exactly.
That's all I was imagining. And then this is, again, what I mean, though, dude, is like the writers don't understand the characters. So, of course, the characters that we watch and that we consume are not the characters that we know.
Yeah.
Yes, Anakin, Darth Vader is supposed to be brash and, very headstrong. He goes right into everything, and that's one of his weaknesses. But at the same time, he knows all this shit, and he is very good at what he does. That's why he's been so fucking successful.
Yeah.
And, that every time they do shit like this, it always just seems like Darth Vader is surrounded by incompetent fucking morons everywhere he goes.
Yeah, and then when Reva tries to kill him, he's like, "You don't think I didn't recognize you, youngling?" That is another storyline that could have been told, and if we had more time to spend with these characters, to find out that he's actually been lingering her around. I will say, quick note: the fight scene between her and him, I absolutely loved it. How he just wasn't using a lightsaber.
Yeah, he didn't even use his lightsaber. He was just like, all right, whatever.
They are giving him some badass credit, man. How he fought Obi-Wan just one-handed. Like, I love that stuff. Like, they're doing great with that. And I hope this 6th episode at least gives me a decent conclusion. But when it comes to
that's all I want, man. Is just
when it comes to the overall story of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm let down. Like it's fun to see these actors play these characters, but that's kind of where it ends for me. It's good to see these people back in these roles and getting new dialogue that I haven't seen 100 times. That's interesting, but the stories, they're just not there. And now like it's the last episode and we're just now getting to Luke. We're just now getting to him. Like, okay.
Yeah, and that again, man, we're they try. It's like there's some weird idea that they had is like, hey, what if we had a show and we just make it about these 2 characters? Oh, no one will want to see it. Okay, well let's just throw a well-known character's name onto it and then we'll just fucking put it together.
Right.
And it sucks when they do that though, because then you end up with fans like me who are just like, oh, what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. I'm sorry for fans like you that the show sucks.
It's okay. So I mean, honestly, I wish I was surprised.
Yeah. Again, it's I always try to have
saturating it, man. Like they're I don't know if you've seen, but they're like coming out with like 10 more Star Wars shows. And it's like, fuck, man, why? Just don't do it. Just let it be, man.
I don't know, man. Okay. I haven't watched Mandalorian season 2. I haven't watched the Boba Fett. Like, again, I'm not into the Star Wars thing.
The last season of Clone Wars, minus the middle 3 episodes, which were just stupid filler, was so fucking good. You could watch those 6 episodes that lead right up to Revenge of the Sith, and it makes Revenge of the Sith better.
And that Revenge of the Sith was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
And Revenge of the Sith is really good. I actually really like that movie.
Yeah, in my review for that movie, I said this is the story they should have been telling from the beginning. Like, even as Anakin as a kid, like Palpatine should have been a part of that grooming, from the very first prequel.
I wish that the Clone Wars series, which is, again, it's made from Dave Filoni, that's his name. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they did that. They're the same guys who did The Mandalorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did Clone Wars, and there is a lot of really good shit in there. You really get to see these characters get built up, and it ends up being a lot more impactful by Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That all being said, you have all this content there that really builds these characters up, and you really kind of see where they're going. And then you'll have a writer show up who doesn't give a shit about any of that and just wants to fill it up with their own bullshit. And you know what I mean? It's not just disrespectful to the fans, but it's disrespectful to the other people who put all that work in.
Yeah, and the actors playing these characters. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Monte. All right. Well, I think we made it clear, even though...
Miss Marvel for the win.
Miss Marvel for the win so far. But who knows? Episode 3 comes out. When episode 3 comes out, I might be like, holy God. Okay, Disney.
He turns into a velociraptor.
Yeah, for no reason. Oh, that's
fucking Chris Pratt comes out of nowhere.
Wow. This is the merger we didn't see coming.
Jurassic World, Marvel Minion.
All right. Well, Monty, I appreciate you joining me, man, and
Thanks discussing
these things. Of course, you're welcome anytime. You can please subscribe to the channel. If you're on YouTube, just click that like button, that subscribe button. That's how this channel grows, and we want to grow. And we want to grow with you. If you're on Facebook, the link to the YouTube channel is in the description below. Click that and subscribe to Film Trigger that way. And we do drive-by news twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also throw in some movie reviews, trailer reactions, and you know what? Leave in the comments other things you would like to see us do here on this channel, because we do it for you. We can't do it without you. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Anything.
What's that? Yeah,
we'll do anything.
All right, Monty. Next time we hook up, bring the peanut butter, buddy.
You got it.
All right, man. Stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.